doctors, brothers, your father. We want only to set you free and show you your scars.
Sadly, on this rainy, terrible day, it was announced that my partner in crime, the King of the Iron Fist, died from cancer due to Raw. Very sad to see him go. He was a great, loyal friend of mine. This channel won't ever be the same without him. Rest in peace, my good friend. I'm sorry that terrible wrestling had to do this to you. As they say, the show must go on. I have his crown. I have his little Impact hat because we're going to do the Impact review today. For last night's show. It was a fairly good episode of Impact. Nothing too insulting. Nothing noteworthy. It was okay for what it was. It's a wrestling show that I wish my good friend would have been still alive to see. But sadly, Raw gives cancer. And Vince gives cancer. Therefore, he's not here to see it with me. And I'm all by myself, so this is going to probably be the worst review ever. And I'm only going to remember what I can remember off the top of my head because I do not have notes. So, the show opened up with Lashley in a car, and he was driving to the Florida gym, wherever that may be, somewhere in Orlando, they said a gym. And his goal was that he was going to find Galloway, because Galloway called him out earlier on in the week. So Lashley gets out of the car and he starts walking to the gym, and Galloway speaking to another cameraman in the gym with the world title belt, saying how he's not afraid of Lashley, and then Lashley jumps him behind and they start brawling it out. It eventually leads to Lashley throwing Galloway into an MMA ring inside the gym, and he puts the glove on. He's like, "You're in my world now, Galloway." And he starts beating the shit out of him. Other superstars come in and break it up, and it's a unique way to open up the show. Something new. TNA always does this kind of stuff, and I kind of enjoy it. My only problem was that it felt kind of too staged. I would have preferred Galloway was just simply like working out, and then Lashley just ran in and like beat the shit out of him while he was working out, rather than Galloway filming a video for like Impact.com or whatever. It felt like too staged to my liking, but it was unique. I liked it. Mike Bennett came to the ring to open up the show, and he started talking about how he beat EC3 last week, and it was something that Jeff Hardy couldn't do, Sting couldn't do, Bully Ray couldn't do, and he called it the greatest accomplishment of his career, and how he's the future of the company, and he's God, and you should all bow down to him. Jeff Hardy interrupts, and he says Mike Bennett's crazy for thinking that he's God, and Mike Bennett tells Jeff Hardy that he's better than him, and Jeff Hardy's just washed up and all this other nonsense, and this leads to a match between the two, Jeff Hardy versus Mike Bennett. It was only like 2 minutes. It ended when Lashley came out and he speared Jeff Hardy, and so Mike Bennett got back up, and then Lashley speared Mike Bennett, and then Lashley grabbed the microphone and said that he wasn't going to leave the ring until he got what he wanted from Dixie, a world title shot. Dixie came out, said that Lashley has to earn a title shot because title shots are earned around here. So she made a three-way match between Hardy, Bennett, and Lashley to determine who gets the next shot at the World Championship. And to ensure order, she put Drew Galloway, World Champion, as the referee. Good opening segments. It's set up to the main event later. Makes sense that Galloway's the referee, considering the chaos between him and Lashley kind of sets that feud apart even more. And Bennett and Hardy may be going into a feud against each other, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that happened. Matt Hardy was also on the show, but we'll get to that later. Rosemary was backstage, and she was talking about how Decay won the championships, and it was going to bring change. And then the funniest thing in like Impact history, in my opinion, happened. A lot of people got creeped out by this, but I started dying of laughter. Rosemary like had like this mist, and she started like spitting it in like Crazy Steve's throat, and then she made Abyss take his mask off, and she did the same thing to him. And this is one of those things that you only see in TNA. Like, it's just over the top insane, and it's kind of stupid, but it's funny at the same time. And there's gonna be multiple sides to this. There's gonna be the wow, is this company really doing this? And then the wow, that's unique. I'm glad this company's doing this. I got a laugh out of it, so I must have enjoyed it. It was pretty funny to me. Unique, out of the box, never seen before. Then they come out to the ring. Rosemary's saying how now that they're champions, they are going to go envelope in a change. Crazy Steve and Abyss have like these towels over their head, and Rosemary pulls the towel off Crazy Steve, and the gimmick is that Crazy Steve can talk now, and he sounds like a psychotic 5-year-old, which I guess for his character he's supposed to sound like that. And then she pulls the towel off Abyss's, and Abyss has this like face paint now instead of the mask, and it resembles like the Decay face paint, and I like it. It's a good look for Abyss, especially after the mask look. That mask look has been there for years now. Time to move on to something new, and the face paint works, so it's fine. Rosemary says that they killed Beer Money and that they're gonna continue to dominate, and then James Storm comes out to the Beer Money song, and Abyss says to cut the music because Beer Money's dead, but James Storm says that Beer Money may be dead for now, but he's still gonna fight against Decay. So this leads to James Storm versus Abyss. It was like a 3 to 4 minute match, I think. Crazy Steve got involved some. It's okay for what it was. Abyss won with the Black Hole Slam. Good way to make a champion look strong. Makes sense because they just won the belts. It wouldn't have made sense for James Storm to beat Abyss. So, decent for what it was. It was okay. Maria was backstage, and she said that she was going to make Jade pay for not following her, I guess, being like her follower. I don't know. Being part of her new knockouts regime or whatever. So Maria comes out, and she calls Jade out. Jade comes out, and she says that Jade should have given her the championship because without Maria, Jade would never have won the championship, which is true because Jade did win the title thanks to Maria. Jade says that she's not giving the title to anybody, and she's going to defend it like a champion. So Jade's a full face now, in case you didn't know, because that's how wrestling works. So Maria says that she's going to pay for this, and then the new signee, Sienna, comes out, and this is Allison Kay. She's apparently like this indie wrestler. I heard she's good. What I saw, she was okay for what she was. There was kind of a few moments where she was a little bit sloppy, but I'm pretty sure it's just a debut thing. I'm sure she'll improve throughout it. She's basically like the new Havoc, except she looks way better than Havoc in my opinion. She doesn't look like a freak. She looks like a legit woman, but she's also a beast at the same time. So she's like a womanly beast. I don't know. So she beats up Jade. She did this one cool thing where she like picked up Jade and she like swung her into the steel steps, and I found that pretty cool. Her finisher is like this backbreaker thing, except she like rotates Jade over her shoulder. She didn't get it right the first time because Jade like landed on her knees, but it's like whatever. You'll improve on it, I guess. So this was a good debut for Sienna for what it was. I'm glad to see some new knockouts in this company. They needed new knockouts for a while, so I hope they can build that roster back up. And I'm glad they didn't have a match and ruin Jade's credibility from winning the championship, because Sienna, though she needs a win, she doesn't need to beat the champion for that win. So, good thing they just fought. Good thing. I think what was next was the King of the Mountain Championship match. If I remember, it was Bram, Jesse Goddard, Eli Drake, Eddie Edwards, and Andrew Everett. My complaint is that this match had no reason for happening. They just put the King of the Mountain title on the line in the King of the Mountain match, and they just picked 4 guys that are currently feuding with each other and put them up against Bram. Why? I don't know. It's just TNA, I guess. The match was decent for what it was, but it's like, I don't have a reason to care. It was only 7 minutes, and I think only like 3 guys were eligible to win. The second man that climbed the ladder eventually won the championship, which was Bram. Well, retained it. That's a sign that my buddy Kenneth is not doing well right now. King of the Iron Fist is probably battling through some hard times and cancer. He's dying. He is dead. I'm not lying about his death. His death is very true. So Bram retained the championship. I don't know what this is leading to. I don't know why it happened, but whatever. Bram won. That's all you have to know. Main event was about to happen. Mike Bennett comes out, but then EC3 comes out. And earlier on in the night, EC3 was supposed to have an interview with Jeremy Borash, but Borash said that EC3 didn't show up. And now here he is walking up to the ring to confront Mike Bennett before the main event. And EC3 said that all he had to say to Mike Bennett was congratulations. And that he was a man. He proved that he could beat EC3. He said something and he did do it. But EC3 said that he will get his win back and he will beat Mike Bennett. And he referred to Mike Bennett calling himself God, and he said that he was going to be Mike Bennett's devil. So, okay segment by EC3. Everything he does is good, but it's like, I still prefer him as a heel than a face. His face thing really isn't clicking to me at the moment, but I'm sure it will develop, hopefully, throughout the next couple of weeks. Hoping. So, yeah. Lashley comes out, Hardy comes out, then Galloway comes out in the main event. It's a triple threat match to determine the number one contender. Good match. A good main event. Hardy did the swanton to Mike Bennett off the top rope onto the steel steps. I found that pretty cool. The other cool spot in the match was when Hardy was getting back up from the steel steps and Lashley, well, before Decay came out, and they started beating up Jeff Hardy. Why? Well, we'll probably get a reason, hopefully. Matt Hardy was seen earlier on in the night, and like he's got this like new dark character, so maybe he's aligned himself with Decay. Not sure. But Lashley, as soon as Hardy's getting up from the attack from Decay onto the steel steps, Lashley runs up the steps and he spears Hardy into the ring barricade. I found that spot pretty cool. It's obvious that Lashley gives no fucks. Lashley brought Mike Bennett, I think, back into the ring. It was Mike Bennett or Hardy. It was one of them. And he spears them again and again, and then he pins them, and Galloway's reluctant to count, but he does it. Counts the 3 count. Lashley's number one contender. He wants Galloway to raise his hand, but Galloway refuses to do so, so they start brawling again. And that's basically how the show ended. It was an okay show. I like the ending between Galloway and Lashley, because not only does it build up to the world title match, it also keeps the feud going. And it really makes you think that these two really don't like each other and they want to fight, and we're going to get that fight for the World Championship. I don't know when. They didn't announce a time. I'm hoping it's next week. Maybe it will be the week after. Who knows? That was Impact. It was fairly good for what it was. Breath of fresh air. We're getting new talents, and that's a good thing. I hope we get more talents in the next couple of weeks. If you have any prayers for King of the Iron Fist, please leave them in the comment section below, because I'm praying for him just as much as you are. I know he's up there right now, and he's probably happy to not have to sit through Raw anymore. Yeah. Wrestling. TNA is a way better show than Raw is, I guarantee you. Even if it's not even that good. Fact is, it makes more sense. Just pray for the King of the Iron Fist.